And maybe you can see over on the beach the water falling off over the lip into the bayou. That's what we have here. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Doug Miller.
And now we're going to go to Christina Garza from Harris County. And so you've noticed a problem out there with people on the road. So Christina, what's the issue right now?
Well, the issue for many folks is that they're not respecting the barricades or just simply the high water, and they're attempting to drive through. So our deputies are noticing a lot of cars that are just going in the water, submerged, and so therefore they have to go out and perform these rescues. So we just remind folks that when you see high water, when you see the barricades, please respect them. As the saying goes, turn around, don't drown.
Hey, Christina, where are these barricades that you have set up right now?
Well, they're especially through northwest Harris County, where you're seeing some of the higher flooding. We're talking about Little Cypress Creek. We've had road closure that our deputies have observed out in that area, specifically Kluge Road, Huffmeister, Spring Cypress, west of Telge. They're reporting as closed. Also, Jones at Cypress Wood. Essentially, that area in northwest Harris County around the Little Cypress Creek, there's multiple road closures. So we're asking folks to please don't drive through that high water. If you need help being rescued out from your home, please call the Harris County Sheriff's Office. We do have our Marine unit out rescuing people, as you've seen throughout the day, last night as well. But, again, one of the major issues is folks just trying to drive through that high water, getting stuck, and then forcing a rescue.
All right, thank you so much, Christina Garza with Harris County.
And we're going to send it out to Larry Seward now in the Cypress Creek area. What have you noticed out there in the last few minutes, Larry?
Well, the rain's come since I last spoke to you guys, and it's come down hard here. Cypress Creek's fire department is still trying to rescue people trapped in homes here. So far, they've rescued about 30 people, they say, including, families with small children. And we saw one elderly couple rescued from their house. We had some video we shot earlier. We saw pets being brought out, as well as people carrying their belongings. Water is starting to get into some of these houses. I spoke with the fire chief a short time ago. He says the water level right now on Cypress Creek at Jones Road is higher than it was during Tropical Storm Allison, if that gives you a frame of reference on what people are dealing with. Right now I'm walking through a driveway that is calf deep in water, and I'm looking at some folks standing on their doorsteps. I'm going to try to talk to them here for a second. You all have decided to stick around. Why, instead of leaving? Why?
Oh, we're just waiting a little bit more to see the receding, and then we just take off.
The water right now, the folks at home can't see how close it is, but it's about 3 feet from your front door.
That's actually my house over there. It's my neighbor's house.
Oh, okay. They're in front of their neighbor's house. So water looks like it's about in your house then.
Yeah.
What's the plan right now?
Well, nothing else you can do except wait it out. Call insurance company afterwards,
And that's the story for a lot of folks here in this neighborhood, unfortunately. I mean, the water is still rising. So it's a difficult situation for some here. Some have decided to stick it out. We've seen people carrying 2-gallon containers of gasoline to power their generators. Of course, the fire department remains out here with their boats so that if people decide that it's time to go and find a dry place, they can do so. That's it from here. Live in Northwest Harris County, Larry Seward, KHOU 11 News.
All right, thank you, Larry.
Yeah, reporting to us that 30 people out there where he is being rescued in addition to pets as well. Let's get back out to Tim Wetzel here near Cypress Creek.
Hey guys, you can see over here some kids walking bare through this flood water. I want to show you something here though. Look at this. This is a manhole. The cover has been blown off of it, and you can see the water kind of rushing up from it. It's very easy if you're walking in these kind of waters to fall down something like this, and if you do that, you could be in really big trouble. Apparently we've had people killed during floods doing that sort of thing because the pressure just knocks the manhole cover off and it becomes a major hazard. That's one reason you want to be very careful if you are walking around in floodwaters, and certainly you don't want to do it barefoot because as the person from emergency management was telling us, there's all sorts of things floating in these waters, fire ants, glass debris, nails, who knows what in this water. So it can be very, very hazardous for people. So they're asking folks at least keep their kids out of it, perhaps, or at least make sure they're wearing shoes at the very, very least. I mean, this can be a dangerous situation. We're standing on a sidewalk, and look at the water just rushing right over. We've seen fish swim by on this sidewalk as the water comes up out of the Little Cypress Creek. The creek is at record flood level right now, which means they've never seen the water this high, and it's coming very close to homes in this neighborhood. People watching it with great concern, and they're hoping that it goes down. But with the rain we just got, it seems like in the last few minutes we've seen the intensity of the water here pick up. So not a good scene here in northwest Harris County. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much. And that's something that people underestimate, the power of the flowing water. It can take you with you.
Yeah, it takes just a little amount to do that, to knock you off your feet and make for a very dangerous situation. We're going to send it back out to Melanie Basu live in downtown Houston, an area seeing a lot of rain. Really inside the loop in downtown is where we've seen the rain come down very hard.
Catherine, I think I heard what you just said, but here we are in downtown Houston, and you know what? It's actually now sprinkling. It's not that bad. I just met Julia. Julia walked through the tunnel. Tell me about the tunnel. What did it look like?
The tunnel is dry. There is one part where it's starting to get water, and there's a big group of people dressed up and didn't want to walk through it, but I walked by, so.
How crazy is this?
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, but it's Houston, so you get it all the time.
Within those 20 minutes, can you just describe how chaotic it was within those 20 minutes? You saw all the wind, the rain, and everything.
I've been at work, so I've been looking outside and seeing, I know I have to drive home. I ride the bus home and then I have to drive back, so I'm hoping it's going to stop.
And the bus has not come in the last at least. Oh, there's the bus right there.
Okay,
Thanks for talking to us. Appreciate it. I want to show you guys how intense it was just a little while ago, okay? I showed you that drain cover there. You can see it's tilted over. You should have seen it before. It was flapping around. Water was spilling everywhere. So as I mentioned, we are here at the courthouse. You can see people are slowly starting to trickle outside of the courthouse. They waited inside for just about 40 to 45 minutes because it was raining so hard. Also, it was raining so hard they had to actually pull down the floodgate inside of the courthouse, and you can see the gentleman in there working around it, making sure that no one slips and falls. Also, just a short time ago, we saw 3 or 4 children and their mother. They were ducking for cover here at the bus stop, but you know what? But it was raining so hard and it was so windy, it didn't do anything. So here we are. Now it looks like nothing even happened. You can't even tell that a storm just rolled through minutes ago. So it's not so bad. And you know what? Flooding really isn't so bad over here as well. Back to you guys in the studio.
And Melanie, we were just looking at some iPhone video. It looked like the stuff that maybe you shot of people just waiting in the lobby of the courthouse.
Yes, there were just about 75 people. Now, this is like minutes after we left the courtroom up on the 17th floor, and we were like, whoa, what is going on outside? You couldn't see anything. It was just white. It just looked like a white sheet. And as we went downstairs, you can see there were about 75 people waiting downstairs. They're just waiting to ride out the storm. And, you know, as a matter of fact, there was one person that was rushed to the hospital. I asked the EMT guy, you know, what was going on with that person, and he said the person just fainted. I mean, it was really a chaotic situation, but luckily everything is okay. And you can't even tell that a storm rolled through, right? Can you tell? No, but except for Gus and I, our photographer, we are soaking wet. Back to you guys.
Now we see the floodgates coming down.
Yeah, just showing that video of that, Melanie. Thank you.
Yes. That's the video that I was just telling you about minutes ago. There was so much rain that they had to close the floodgates. Hey guys, can we talk to you for a quick second and tell us what it's been like for you? How has it been?
It's wet.
Okay, clearly they didn't want to stop and talk to us, and they're trying to dodge the rain. Okay, I just pulled out my IFB, so I'm going to toss things back to you guys, unless you want to wait a second for me to plug it back in. It's just a pretty messy situation over here. All right, I'll toss things back to you guys right now.
Thank you so much, Melanie Basu.
Thank you. We want to let people know if you are planning on flying today, you have travel plans perhaps for the weekend, just getting reports in. There are delays at Bush Intercontinental Airport, an hour and 15 minutes. So keep that in mind. You'll probably want to check with your air carrier to see what the exact delays are for your flight, but something to plan for today. And looking outside now with our TransStar cameras, cars really just have facing this at the moment. Windshield wipers going. We have a problem with the car over there over on I-45, actually the North Beltway at JFK. That's actually pretty close to the big airport. Mm-hmm. And also, in addition to that, a couple of areas with high water reported from TransStar too. I-10 East westbound at Lockwood, apparently one main lane covered in high water there. That's on the east side of town, a problem we saw yesterday. And now, right now, what you're seeing is video from downtown Houston.
This is Dallas at Clay, another manhole cover exploding. We see this a lot. We saw this yesterday when we got the live video from Tim Wetzel of a manhole cover that was completely missing in that neighborhood in northwest Houston. Somebody could have just walked in there and gotten killed.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you just see so much water rushing into one area all at once. So just definitely an issue for folks out there trying to deal with that. And this is what happens when we see all that rain.
The drainage system is at its limit now. Let's check back in with Tim Wetzel in Northwest Harris County. Tim.
Yeah, we talked about that storm drain hazard that when the drains open up, people can fall in. But there's another hazard to be aware of too. You know, obviously, when you're driving in this water, you can't tell how deep it is. And when you get there, your car may stall out. Take a look at this truck coming through. He's probably good. He's probably high enough to make it down this road here. But earlier this morning, there were several people who got stuck on their way to work, and one man almost lost his life. But the water's rising and there's nowhere to go. Nearby, tow truck driver Archie Raines.
He can't swim. We called fire and rescue. They were taking too long. He was getting scared, so.
He's used to saving cars, but today he saved a life.
Yeah, the car was floating into the bayou. And wait for the fire and rescue to show up or get the car.
Raines got into his tow truck and made it to Diaz. He jumped into the water and helped the man to safety.
Basically, when he got down to the hood, I helped him down off the car, held his hand, held his arms, carried him back towards my truck, and got him up onto my truck, and he got in the back door of my truck and drove him over here.
Diaz, shaken and soaking wet, tells us in Spanish he didn't see the high water sign or hear the people warning him to stop.
We all honked the horns at him. We all yelled at him. He had his window down. He just looked at us and smiled and just kept going.
After pulling some 50 cars out of the water today alone, Raines is hoping not to pull out any more people.
Hopefully no one else goes in and does this.
And you know, thank goodness that tow truck driver was there and able to help that man in that car. You know, that driver told me he's been working nonstop since 6 o'clock last night. You can bet this will be another very long day for him. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Tim Wetzel, live in Northwest Harris County.
Very busy day. Be careful out there, Tim.